Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Imagine this. You're at a loud party. Music thumping, people laughing, conversations overlapping everywhere. For some, this is pure energy. They light up and thrive. But for others, it feels like your battery is draining by the second. You smile, you chat, but deep down, all you crave is your couch, a good book, or a quiet walk alone. If that second description sounds like you, you're not broken, antisocial, or weird. You're likely an introvert. And today we're diving deep into the fascinating psychology of introverts, the science behind why you are the way you are, why it's actually a superpower, and how to thrive in a world that seems designed for extroverts. Stick around until the end for practical tips that could change how you see yourself forever. Hit that like button if you're an introvert or love one, and let's get into it. First things first, let's define it properly. The terms introvert and extrovert were popularized by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung in his 1921 book, Psychological Types. Jung saw introversion not as shyness, but as an inward turning of energy. Your interest and energy naturally flow toward your inner world of thoughts, feelings, and reflections. Extroverts turn outward toward people, objects, and external stimulation. In modern psychology, especially the Big Five personality traits, extroversion is one major dimension. High extroversion means outgoing and energized by social interaction. Low extroversion, which is introversion, means more reserved, preferring depth over breadth, and recharging in solitude. Important point, it's a spectrum. Most people are ambiverts somewhere in the middle, and roughly 25 to 50% of people lean introverted depending on the study. You're definitely not alone. Mythbuster right away. Introverts are not necessarily shy. Shyness is fear of social judgment. Introversion is about energy and preference. Many introverts are confident and charming in the right settings. They just don't need constant external buzz to feel alive. Now, here's the really cool part. Your brain is literally wired differently. Introverts often have higher baseline cortical arousal. That means even at rest, your brain is more active. Brain scans show introverts have more blood flow to the frontal lobe, the area responsible for planning, decision-making, remembering, and deep thinking. Your brain is busy processing internally. Introverts also tend to have thicker gray matter in the prefrontal cortex. This supports abstract thought, focus, and careful processing. No wonder you might think too much. You're simply processing more information per second. The neurotransmitter story is equally fascinating. Extroverts are less sensitive to dopamine and crave more of it through action, novelty, and social rewards. That's why parties and risks feel energizing to them. Introverts are more sensitive to dopamine, so too much stimulation can quickly overwhelm you. Instead, you thrive on acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter linked to calm focus, deep thinking, learning, and that peaceful rest and digest feeling you get when reading, creating, or reflecting. Your neural pathways are longer and more complex, hitting areas for error detection, outcome evaluation, and internal processing. That's why you notice details, think before speaking, and sometimes replay conversations in your head. In short, extroverts recharge by spending energy outward. Introverts recharge by conserving it inward. Let's talk about the real benefits, because society often highlights what introverts supposedly lack, while the world actually runs on what you have. Introverts excel at deep focus and creativity. That busy mind incubates brilliant ideas. Thinkers like Albert Einstein, J.K. Rowling, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett are classic introverts. Solitude sparks innovation. You're often incredible listeners. You read people well because you're observing instead of waiting for your turn to speak. You make thoughtful decisions by carefully evaluating outcomes, leading to fewer impulsive mistakes. You're independent and resilient. Comfort with alone time builds real self-reliance and makes you less swayed by groupthink. Research also shows introversion can predict strong academic and strategic success. You're built for mastery and long-term thinking. Susan Cain, in her book Quiet, beautifully called it the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. Introverts have shaped history through quiet persistence. Of course, it's not all easy. In an extrovert-biased world of open offices, networking events, and constant connectivity, introverts face real challenges. Your social battery drains fast. You can feel exhausted after small talk or overstimulated in crowds. Overthinking can lead to anxiety or rumination. People sometimes misread your need for space as aloofness or disinterest. Workplaces that reward constant collaboration can feel punishing, and the constant pressure to come out of your shell ignores that your shell is exactly where your power lives. If this resonates with you, you're not failing at being human. You're simply operating on a different operating system. Let me quickly bust some common myths. Introverts do not hate people. Many love deep connections, just fewer and more meaningful ones. Introverts are not always quiet. Put them on a passionate topic and they can talk for hours. You cannot fix introversion. It's largely biological and temperamental. You can adapt and grow, but don't try to turn yourself into an extrovert. And no, extroverts are not necessarily happier. Both personality types have strengths. Real happiness comes from aligning your life with your natural wiring. So how do you actually thrive as an introvert? Here are powerful, practical tips. Honor your energy. Schedule regular recharge time and say no to draining events without guilt. Master the transition from small talk to deep talk. Use questions like, "What do you think about?" to steer conversations into more meaningful territory. Create ideal environments. Use quiet workspaces, noise-canceling headphones, and solo brainstorming sessions. Leverage your strengths. Choose or design roles that need deep focus, writing, strategy, or independent work. Hybrid roles can work beautifully too. Use smart social strategies. Prioritize quality over quantity. One-on-one meetings or small groups are ideal. Always plan rest before and after big social events. Practice self-compassion. Reframe overthinking as deep processing and celebrate your listening skills and insight. And for the extroverts watching this, give introverts space. Invite them without pressure, and truly value the depth they bring to the table. At the end of the day, introversion is not a flaw. It's a different, equally valuable way of being. Your brain is built for depth in a shallow world. The quiet ones have always changed things through powerful ideas, empathy, and focused effort. Whether you're a strong introvert, extrovert, or ambivert in between, understanding this psychology helps us all connect better and appreciate our differences. If this video resonated with you, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. Are you introverted, extroverted, or ambiverted? Share this with a fellow introvert who needs to hear it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more psychology deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay thoughtful and stay true to yourself.